In this video, we'll explore 10 of the most common addictions that are considered some of the strongest and most damaging for individuals. Smartphone addiction. Smartphones have become an integral part of our lives, but for many, they've become a true source of addiction. We constantly check messages, social media, news, and get a sense of satisfaction when we receive new information. Smartphone addiction is so strong that many people feel lost or even anxious without their phones. The FOMO phenomenon, fear of missing out, often drives this addiction. Being without a smartphone can cause discomfort, and even a brief disconnection from the internet can feel like a loss of control over events. Social media addiction. Social media has become another serious source of addiction. We post photos, browse others' posts, and receive likes and comments that give us a sense of importance and validation. Over time, this can become a habit that consumes our time and leads to emotional exhaustion. Many people become dependent on virtual approval and the number of likes, which can negatively impact their self-esteem. Psychologists note that social media often creates an illusion of an ideal life, causing us to constantly compare ourselves to others and feel dissatisfied. As a result, social media addiction can lead to depression and anxiety. Food addiction. Food addiction isn't just the habit of overeating, it's when food becomes a source of emotional support. Some people turn to food in moments of stress, boredom, or joy. The pleasure we get from food drives us to seek it repeatedly. Addiction to certain types of food, like sweets or fast food, is caused by the release of happiness hormones, dopamine. This chemical process can create a real addiction, similar to a drug addiction, making it difficult to stop. Work addiction, workaholism. Workaholism is when a person becomes fully immersed in work, which becomes their main source of satisfaction and life purpose. Work starts to take up all free time, leading to strained relationships, health problems, and emotional burnout. For a workaholic, work isn't just a way to earn money, it's a chance to gain recognition and boost self-esteem. However, over time, constant stress and pressure can lead to serious psychological issues. Gaming addiction. Gaming addiction is common among young people and adults who spend too much time on video games or gambling. This addiction is related to the desire to earn virtual rewards, win, experience adrenaline, or escape reality. Games provide a sense of achievement and control that might be missing in real life. Gaming addiction can lead to serious consequences, such as social isolation, physical health issues, and even financial problems when it comes to gambling. Shopping addiction, shopaholism. Shopaholism is the constant desire to buy new things, even if they're unnecessary. The sense of satisfaction from purchases becomes a stimulus, driving a person to shop repeatedly. This addiction often compensates for emotional emptiness or loneliness. However, it can lead to financial issues when people spend more than they can afford and feelings of guilt over wasteful spending. Addiction to series and media. Series or media addiction is when people spend hours watching their favorite shows or news to distract themselves from real-life problems. They can binge-watch series, using them as an escape from daily routine. This fascination creates an illusion of an ideal world where one can relax and forget real worries. But like other addictions, excessive interest in series or media can impact relationships, productivity, and physical health. Exercise addiction. Although exercise is generally beneficial, some people become addicted to it. They spend hours working out, even when it begins to harm their health. For them, exercise becomes their primary source of emotional upliftment. This addiction can stem from low self-esteem or the desire to meet specific physical standards. Eventually, it can lead to exhaustion, injury, and emotional burnout. Love and relationship addiction. Love or relationship addiction is when a person needs constant approval and attention from a partner for comfort. Such a person may sacrifice their own needs and dreams for the relationship, even if it's damaging to their personality. People with this addiction fear being alone and often become overly dependent on their partner. They may tolerate toxic relationships to avoid loneliness, which leads to significant stress and emotional instability. Adrenaline addiction, extreme sports. Adrenaline addiction is the pursuit of intense sensations, extreme sports, or risky situations. Those addicted to adrenaline seek out dangerous scenarios to experience intense emotions. Such activities trigger an adrenaline rush, creating a sense of euphoria. Adrenaline addiction is often linked to the desire to escape routine and feel alive. However, the constant pursuit of risk can lead to serious injuries and even life-threatening situations. Why do we become addicted? Addiction can arise from various factors. Here are a few key ones. Reward and satisfaction. Many addictions are linked to the release of dopamine, the pleasure hormone, creating pleasant feelings. When we repeat an action that brings satisfaction, the brain learns to associate it with a reward, making it a habit. Escaping reality. Some addictions, like gaming or series watching, serve as a way to avoid real problems and stresses, creating a world where everything is under control. Need for social support. Some addictions, such as social media or love, fulfill the need for connection and recognition. Stress and anxiety. Stressful situations often drive us to seek quick ways to relieve tension, which could be through food, shopping, or alcohol. How to overcome psychological addictions. If you feel that a particular activity or habit is taking up too much space in your life, here are a few steps that may help. Self-awareness. Recognize your addiction and understand what drives you toward it. Set boundaries. Establish clear limits on how much time or money you spend on your addiction. Seek help. If it's difficult to cope with an addiction alone, don't hesitate to reach out to a psychologist. Find alternatives. Look for other sources of satisfaction that can replace your addiction, like a new hobby, sports, or creativity. Do you have any habits in your life that are hard to give up, even if you know they can be harmful to you? Share your experience in the comments. Addiction is a complex psychological phenomenon that takes many forms. It can appear in various ways, sometimes unnoticed by ourselves. Recognizing addiction and understanding its causes is the first step toward taking control of your life. Remember, addiction isn't a weakness but a signal that we need to change our lifestyle to feel more fulfilled and free.